Hi, friends. My name is Admiral Bill Owens, and I'm here to talk to you for 3 or 4 minutes today about a topic that I think is of the greatest interest to our country, perhaps even as important as some of the major national security issues facing us, and that is the huge fiscal deficit facing us. I've been involved in this in many different ways over the years. I was the vice chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, the number 2 military man in the country, in 1995 and 96 when we last balanced the federal budget. In the Defense Department, it was the end of the Cold War, and we thought it was the right time to be doing the right thing, to do our part for the country. And the defense budget was almost cut in half. At the same time, many other cuts were taken by a nonpartisan Congress led by Speaker Gingrich, and the president was the Democratic president, Bill Clinton. There were many wonderful people involved in that effort, and I've always been very proud to have been a part of it. In my life after the military, I've had the blessing of being a Fortune 100 company CEO, and I've also been chairman of a half a dozen companies, some large, some smaller. And I've been very, very involved in business for the last 25 years. In that regard, I've seen what it's like in Asia, where I lived for 8 years as the head of a private equity company. And I've been very involved in the world as a Fortune 100 CEO facing the challenges of a global market in a truly global company. What I've observed is that business has gotten harder, although many of us don't realize it, because of the growing distrust of the US dollar. As we see the deficit going up, we've seen the dollar being used less frequently in trade and more use of the euro and the yen and the yuan and even cryptocurrency. I know a bit about that. I'm chairman of a cryptocurrency company today. In this regard, I've been part of the Federal Fiscal Sustainability Foundation led by the former Comptroller General of the United States, Dave Walker. Dave and I helped to publish a couple of books about the subject, and I feel passionately about this. I think we need to do all we can to make a difference in what appears to be an irreconcilable problem for the Democrats and the Republicans, either of which are able to do this by themselves. And so I've been involved with the FFSF to look at a budget-oriented amendment to the U.S. Constitution in line with Article 5 of the Constitution to have a constitutional convention, and we've been successful in helping to tally the requisite number of 2/3 of the 50 state legislatures. But more importantly, and I would say equally importantly, we believe that something needs to be done along the lines of Congress facing up to this, and the only way to do it is with a constitutional amendment which would demand a fiscal responsibility amendment to the Constitution. There are many efforts involved in this, but I feel strongly that we should take the path other countries have taken, such as Switzerland, and have a fiscal responsibility amendment to the Constitution which requires true fiscal responsibility. The details of that are somewhat fungible, but easily understood by us and many others working on this critical problem. I hope that you'll take this seriously and support whatever we can do in regards to resolving the unresolvable issue that Congress faces, Republicans and Democrats, of putting a curb on this huge fiscal deficit. Thank you very much.